Underdogs vs Giants. 3. On the morning of October 25, the two armies faced each other across a narrow, muddy field. The French, with an estimated 20,000 soldiers, stood confident and proud. Their knights were heavily armored, glittering in the pale autumn sun, while banners of noble houses waved proudly above their lines. In stark contrast, Henry V commanded a force of barely 6,000 men, most of whom were longbowmen. They wore little armor compared to their French counterparts, relying instead on speed, discipline, and their deadly bows. The king himself stood alongside his men, wearing a simple crown over his helmet, a symbol of unity and courage. The battlefield itself favored the English. Recent rain had turned the ground into deep, sticky mud, which would hinder the movement of the French cavalry and heavy infantry. Henry saw this as an opportunity. He ordered his men to sharpen wooden stakes and drive them into the ground at an angle, forming a defensive barrier against charging horses. As both sides prepared, tension filled the air. The French believed victory was certain, and many knights even argued over who would ransom the English nobles once the battle was over. They underestimated their enemy, a mistake that would prove disastrous. Henry, aware of the overwhelming odds, delivered a stirring speech to his soldiers. He reminded them that they fought not just for survival, but for honor and glory. His words, carried by the cold morning air, ignited a fire in the hearts of his weary men. The stage was set, the mighty French, armed with superior numbers and heavy armor, against the outnumbered and exhausted English. What followed would become one of the most legendary clashes in medieval history.